The legend of Caboclo Dágua is one of the most mysterious and feared myths of Brazilian waters, especially in the rivers of the interior of Minas Gerais. Caboclo Dágua, a creature shrouded in enigmas and oral tales passed down from generation to generation, is described as a dark figure, with characteristics that mix human and animal, resulting in a terrifying form that provokes fear and fascination. Physical appearance. In most descriptions, the creature is a robust and muscular figure, similar to a man of average height, but with distorted features and a wild air that distances him from humanity. His eyes are described as piercing, with a greenish or reddish glow, depending on the version of the tale, reflecting what seems to be a mixture of anger and cunning. His skin, dark and hardened, resembles the texture of worn leather, perhaps due to constant exposure to the muddy waters of the rivers. Many say that it has sharp claws, capable of tearing apart anything it touches. There are also those who swear that the Caboclo Dágua has amphibian characteristics, discrete gills on its neck and membranes between its fingers, adapting it perfectly to its aquatic environment. Its hair, tangled and covered in algae, hangs from its head as if it were part of the river. When it emerges from the water, a strong smell of mud and rot accompanies its presence, bringing with it a sudden cold and a deadly silence. Appearances and behavior. The Caboclo Dágua's appearances are always surrounded by mystery and terror. It is mainly seen on the banks of rivers, especially in remote places, where dense vegetation and darkness reign. It is said that the creature emerges from the water on moonless nights, when the wind blows strongly and the river waters seem deeper and more treacherous. Fishermen are its favorite victims. Those who venture out to fish at night or alone may be the target of the Caboclo Dágua's fury, which, according to reports, has the power to capsize boats and drag the unwary to the bottom of rivers. There are versions of the legend that tell of Caboclo Dágua as a jealous guardian of his territory, punishing those who fish excessively or in a destructive manner. He appears as a silent judge of the waters, to maintain the balance of nature, but his judgment is always implacable. Many believe that he communicates with the fish and the forces of the river, as if he were a manifestation of the spirit of the waters itself. In addition, his presence is always preceded by disturbing signs. The wind changes direction, the river becomes more agitated, and a high-pitched, almost inaudible whistle can be heard in the air. The few who have survived the encounter describe the creature's gaze as something hypnotic, capable of paralyzing its victims with terror before attacking them. Some also claim that he can take on different forms, confusing those who dare to get too close to the riverbanks, sometimes transforming himself into the shape of an animal, sometimes into an indistinct shadow. Locations and contexts. The Caboclo Dágua is generally associated with rivers such as the São Francisco River, the Rio das Velhas and other bodies of water in the interior of Minas Gerais and Bahia. These rivers, with their densely vegetated banks and deep backwaters, serve as the perfect habitat for a creature that seems to be more connected to the secrets of the depths. It is not only fishermen who fear the creature. Riverside dwellers, washerwomen and boatmen have reported strange events and mysterious disappearances over the centuries, always attributed to the Caboclo Dágua. In addition, the myth says that he inhabits the most remote and difficult-to-access areas, where the water runs deeper and colder, as if he preferred the solitude and darkness of the riverbed. Some believe that Caboclo Dágua is a tormented soul, the spirit of a man who drowned and was cursed to live forever in the waters, while others see him as a mystical entity that has always been there, long before the first men set foot on these lands. In many riverside villages and towns, the inhabitants perform rituals or make offerings on the riverbanks, hoping to appease Caboclo Dágua and ensure safe fishing. Small baskets of food, lit candles and even coins are left on the riverbanks, a tribute to the creature, so that it will keep its wrath away from the villages and allow the river to continue to provide sustenance. Conclusion. The figure of Caboclo Dágua is an amalgam of the fears and reverence that people have for rivers and their mysteries. He is a symbol of the indomitable force of nature, a reminder that the waters can be generous, but also merciless to those who abuse their resources. While his physical appearance is fearsome, it is his role as a mystical guardian of the rivers that truly captivates and haunts the imagination of all who hear his legend.